Yo, peace was goody. Welcome to another song in my CD collection. This is part 107. Much love to everybody that left comments on part 106. So much appreciated. I'll get to those comments when I'm done recording this. Without wasting any time, I'm gonna show you guys some CDs that I have in the collection. Alright. Next album, first album of the video, is Mad Cobra with Milkman, released in 1996. Yeah, very dope album. Mad Cobra, you guys should know him. Yes, he's the dude that sang the song Flags. Times I Have Sex. Yeah, that dude. Well, this is like later than that. This came out in 96, like I said. That came out in 92. That album was Hard to Wet, Easy to Dry. That's a dope album too. Very dope album. The single off this album, I believe it was Big Long John. That was the single off the album. It's crazy because the first half of the album is like R&B, hip hop influenced tracks, but then it doesn't get until Sting Night is when he kind of went to traditional dancehall of the 90s, like that sound. You know what I mean? That I love, that I grew up listening to. Very dope album. Standout tracks for me is the Big Long John song, Splash, All the Way, featuring Brown Sugar, don't know who that is, Slam Dunk, Sting Night, Planted, by Grace Not Law, and It's a Shame. Yeah, very, very, very dope album. It got some skippable tracks, like more Big Long John, She's Lonely, Honey Money, joints like that. I wasn't really too fond of those songs, but on that, pretty cool. I know it's long out of print, but I got it for cheap, $2.99, can't beat that. So, but this is Mad Cobra Milkman, released in 1996. Alright, then got Royce the 5'9" with the M.I.C, the official mixtape, which stands for Make It Count, which is the acronyms for M.I.C. Very dope. This was released in 2004. This came out a couple of months after Death is Certain. Shout out to my dude Mike Sears that did his CD collection. He got Death is Certain. I need to get my hands on that. Pretty dope album. It's very it's a little dark, you know what I mean? But yeah, this dope mixtape is like a street album, in my opinion. Very dope. Buzzin', I remember hearing that song a lot on hiphopgame.com. You guys remember that Hip Hop Game? Yeah, it's high school days, man. Buzzin', standout tracks for me, Buzzin', Jump, Stand Up, On the Road, 52 Bars, what else? Dope, No Talent Rappers, pretty dope, and Brothers Keeper, very dope. You know what I'm saying? If you like early Royce the 5'9", then you'll definitely enjoy this album. This is, when he was beefing with Eminem and D12 at the time, you know what I mean? But yeah, can never go wrong with Royce the 5'9", and I don't really hear too many people mention Royce the 5'9's early stuff. When people think of Royce the 5'9", they think of Layers, they think of Street Hop and Book of Ryan and stuff like that. But Prime, but he does have albums before those albums, so I highly recommend him checking it out. Like, some of the beats were on, like, oh my god, like, neck breaking, but the lyrics definitely made up for it, you know what I mean? But yeah, this is Royce the 5'9", the M.I.C official mixtape, Make It Count, you know what I mean? Very dope. This is 04. Now we got Sugar Free and Mossberg with the Konnectid project, released in 2000. Recipes to Mossberg. Mossberg, was affiliated with DJ Quick. So was Sugar Free as well. That street gospel album, I need to get my hands on that. That shit is, woo, man, dope album. Yeah, so this is a compilation they dropped themselves. Very dope. This is long out of print as well. Standout tracks for me are Living in the Game, Gone, If It Ain't Broke, let's see what else, Mama, I Wanna See, Whistle, Finally the Rebirth, and In My Face. Those to me are the standout tracks in this album. Mossberg, like I said, he was a MC from Compton. You know, he was affiliated, like I said, with DJ Quick. He got killed in 2000. He has an album out. I forgot the name of the album. It came out in 2000, but that goes for a lot of money too. But you know, he was like, you know, very promising MC, that kind of thing. You know, in the likes of a game, you know, like that kind of in that steez, if that makes sense. But yeah, he died. He got killed in the streets. You know what I mean? It's unfortunate. But glad to own this. Konnectid, Sugar Free, and Mossberg presents the Konnectid Project Volume 1, released in 2000. It's the only one they came out with for obvious reasons. But yeah, man, decent album. I like it. Pretty dope West Coast shit. Released in 2000. Next, we got is with the Dungeon Family presents Even in Darkness, released in 2001. Very dope album. Very, very, very dope. Anything organized noise that has anything to do with organized noise, anything like that, I'm copping. You know what I mean? So very dope. You guys should know about Dungeon Family. You know, it makes of, you know, Goody Mob, Outkast, you know, Parental Advisory, CeeLo, you know, everybody, Slim Calhoun, you know, cats like that. The single of this album is Trans DF Express. Woo, that was my shit. That beat, man. Woo, fire, son. Standout tracks for me is Trans DF Express, obviously. On and on and on. Emergency. 6 minutes. Dungeon Family is on. That shit is fire. White Guts with Bubba Sparks. That was pretty cool. Not a fan of Bubba Sparks, but you know, he did his thing on that. Rollin' featuring Society of Soul, very dope group. That their album, forgot the name of it. I have it too, but that shit is fire. Let's see what's the other. What is Rap? Excalibur. Curtains of second generation DF, second generation. You know, pretty dope, man. Pretty dope. You know what I mean? I remember that Trans DF Express was like big, like it wasn't big like radio wise, at least in New York when I was in New York, but I could imagine in the South it was. But I remember it used to be on like MTV, not MTV, on BET, Rap City, on 106 Park. I used to play that a lot, so I thought it was pretty cool. But Trans DF Express, very dope joint. Even in Darkness was released in 2001. Very dope. I'm glad I own it. Very dope. Production wise, would I like to compare it? Because Organized Confusion. Let me change that. No, I rock that. I rock with that. Yeah, production wise, if you like Stankonia and Stankonia, production-wise, then you'll definitely enjoy this album right here. Because Earth Tones 3, which is Outkast themselves and Mr. DJ and Organized Noise, they did the production. Then you'll definitely enjoy this album. Yeah, very dope. Let me change it. Sorry. Sorry about that. Alright, next album. I'm glad I got this joint. Cardinalfish House was a Quest for Fire, Volume 1. Firestarter, Volume 1, Quest for Fire, released in 2002. Very dope album. This is his second album. He released his first album. His first album, I that dropped in 97. Very dope album, very underrated. That album didn't really sell very well, because it didn't sell well, you know. From what I heard, it only sold like 4,000 copies. So I got lucky and I forgot that on eBay. I got it for like, I want to say like $20. I think like the first week it sold like 4,000 copies, and that was it. So it was not a commercial success. But this album was like his breakthrough album. Very dope. It was my introduction to Cardinalfish House. You got singles like Bacardi Slang and Hustle was a single too, but that was like a more underground thing. Old Time Killing. Oh my god, I love that joint. You guys should check out the remix to Old Time Killing with Busta Rhymes. Oh my god, that shit is fucking dope. But the one you'll probably find is the edited version, which I don't like. There's an unreleased, there's a dirty version I heard years ago, but I can't find it. I can't find it on YouTube or anything. I gotta like dig deep, but that shit is dope, man. Standout tracks for me is Bacardi Slang, Mike Doug's, Hustlin', Old Time Killin', Maxine, which uses the Bam Bam sample. Everybody's used that before. You Are Ghetto 2002, that was pretty dope. Powerful, G Walkin' with Glenn Lewis, very dope. Gotta Get It, and On With The Show. On With The Show was the single off the first album, I, that dropped in 97, like I mentioned before. He included it on this album. So, but very, very dope album, man. If you like raga hip hop, then you'll definitely enjoy this album. This is like a dope. If you guys miss that, you know, like Mad Lion, you know, that kind of shit, but obviously not as aggressive as Mad Lion, but you know, if you like that vibe, it has that vibe to it, you know what I mean? But more modern for like 2001, 2002. But I highly recommend it. This is fucking dope, man. But it's just a shame that when people think of Toronto or Canada in general, they just think of Drake, and that's not the case. So this is before, you know, him, you know, being part of Convict, you know, with Akon and stuff like this. This is pre that, so this is way before that. So this is my opinion. But O2, Cardinalfish House, Quest for Fire Volume 1, Firestarter. Now, this is an album I've been trying to get for years, and I finally got it. I'm so glad I got it. It is Mo Thugs with Family Scriptures, released in 1996. Mo Thugs, you guys should know, they're affiliated with Bone Thugs and Harmony. So this is a very dope album. I really, really love this album. Very dope, very underrated, in my opinion. I don't really hear too many people talk about this album. But the single of this album is Doug Devotion, which you have to find, which is on YouTube. You can find it. Very dope album. Really enjoyed that. You know, people, you know, you got people, Poetic Hustlers, True, Too True, Graveyard Shift, Crazy Bone, Ken Dog, Trey, Mo Thugs Family. Yeah, you got a whole bunch of people, man, on this album. Very, very dope, man. Standout tracks for me, man, the whole album's fucking dope, man. The whole album's dope. My favorite would have to probably be Take Your Time by Trey. Love that joint. Love that beat, man. That shit is dope. Highly recommended. It is out of print, but it's not expensive, so that's a good thing about that. Way better than the second on Family Reunion, which I do have. It's good with Ghetto Cowboy and stuff like that, but this is a lot better. This shit's on that album, in my opinion. But yeah, great album. Production wise, if you guys like Art of War, but with their own twist to it, then you'll definitely enjoy this album right here. Very solid album, very dope. Also, if you like Flesh and Bones' first album, the Thugs album, then you'll like this album too as well. But yeah, Mo Thugs with Family Scriptures, released in 1996, very dope. Now we got Terror Squad with their debut album. The album released in 1999. Me, Chris, and Mike Sears of Speaking Cloud Podcast. We did a review on this album on Speaking Cloud Podcast a couple months back. I highly recommend you guys check this album out. Very, very dope album. The singles off this album is What You Gonna Do with Big Pun, and 99 Live was a single. There's a video for it. It was like a more underground single. And Tell Me What You Want, which I was not really a fan of. It was okay. It was not my favorite. Standout tracks for me are In For Life, Pass the Glock, 99 Live. Pass the Glock, 99 Live, What You Gonna Do, Triple Threat, War, Bring It On with Fat Joe. He killed that. That's a dope Alchemist beat. As the World Turns, whoo! Cuban killed that shit. In that song, he talks about him coming to Cuba, coming to the United States from Cuba back in 1980 on the Mariel. Everybody knows about that. If you guys know about Cuban history, you guys should know that. If you guys know about Scarface, that should be familiar to you guys. Give Me That was pretty dope. Feeling This, and Rude Boy Salute. Man, woo, fire, man. And so glad Buju Banton is out, so salute to him. But yeah, man, very dope album, man. Highly recommended. Production wise, if you like Capital Punishment and Don Cartagena, then you'll definitely enjoy this album. This is no different than those two albums. That's the best way I could put it to you, like that, production wise. But yeah, very, very, very dope. Love it. The album by Terror Squad, released in 1999. Alright, it's still on the dance hall side of things. I have to hear it because I'm losing time. Capleton with Prophecy, released in 1995. This was like his breakthrough album here in the States. This is when he was signed to Def Jam, very dope. There was a couple singles off the album. I know Wings in the Morning being one of them. Babylon Judgment. Tour was a single as well. And I believe that was it. Very dope album. One of my favorite songs is Glorious Morning. That shit, whoo, man, that shit is fire. Standout tracks for me is Tour, Big Time, Obstacle, Leave Babylon, Don't Diss the Trinity, No Competition, Wings in the Morning, Babylon Judgment, Glorious Morning, my favorite, Trinity, no, I said Trinity already, Chant, and the Tour, the Little John and Paul's mix, remix. Very dope joint right here. If you like good dancehall from the 90s, I highly recommend it. Definitely need to get more Capleton albums. I think I want to say I have the More Fire album that dropped in 99. I gotta check because I got so much CDs, so it's kind of hard to keep up. But yeah, Capleton with Prophecy, released in 1995. Very dope. Then we got Spragga Benz with Thug Nature, released in 2001. This whole album is fucking dope. This is like around the Shatta's era of Spragga Benz, you know what I mean? This is before he became, Rasta, that kind of thing. Very, very dope joint right here. Coochie Daddy, very dope. Player is like my favorite joint on this album. Player, love that beat. They Lick Them Head, Them Lick Them Head, love that. Guns Up, dope album. I love dancehall from the 80s up to 2002, 2003. Those to me were like the glory years of dancehall, in my personal opinion. They had some joints here and there throughout the mid 2000s, but I couldn't even tell you the new cats out now. So, but yeah, Spragga Benz with Thug Nature, released in 01. Very dope. All right. Then we got Joell Ortiz with That's Hip Hop. This was released in 2016. Very dope album. It's a decent album. Production is done by Domingo, DNA Beats, 20th Letter, DJ JS1, Tony Rock. But Domingo does the majority of the production. This album was okay, Just some of the production was kind of in my opinion. Last Man Standing was a single. I believe there's a video for that. Kill Up Will was a single as well. Standout tracks for me is Last Man Standing, Rapping New York with Little Fame Coogee Rap. That shit is fire. Say What I Want, It's Time, Precious, and Trouble. Those are the standout tracks for me. Everything else was okay. You know what I mean? I like Joell Ortiz, but over the years, it's been kind of hit and miss for me. That's just my personal opinion. But there's nothing to take away from him, but that's just me personally. But yeah, this is Joell Ortiz with That's Hip Hop. This was released in 2016. Alright, then we got 1 Million Strong, the album. This was released in 1995. This was an album promoting the 1 Million Man March that happened back in 1995, with Louis Farrakhan, you know what I mean? So, and fuck social media for censoring that dude, man. So, just gotta say that. Very dope. I mean, in the backtrack listen, you got the name of the artists that do the songs, but then you have to open up the the booklet to see. So shit, sorry about that. God damn it. Probably got another case. Okay, and then to find the track listing of the songs and shit like that, which is kind of crazy, but it is what it is. Where You're At was, I think, was like the biggest single of the album. That and Running with Tupac and Biggie, and I think I want to say Outlaws was on that joint too. Standout tracks for me, No Handouts. That shit, ooh, with Alcoholics and Exhibit, and I think King T is on that song too. I want to say, but I know Alcoholics and especially Exhibit was definitely on that joint. Let's see what else. Yeah, so No Handouts, Hocus Pocus, 187 which I feel like was a deep covered sequel with Snoop and Dre, pretty dope. Wicked Ways with Sons of Man, that was fucking dope. Living to Die with Top Authority out of Flint, Michigan. I definitely get some of their albums. Where You At, extended version, and Destroy All Masters or Chuck D and Mel Quan. Very dope album, highly recommended. It's a nice mixture of West Coast hip hop and East Coast hip hop. Very, very, very dope. Long out of print, so if you can find it, definitely pick it up. Alright. Then still in the dancehall side of things, we got War 21, Mentally Disturbed. This was released in 2001. One of my favorite hip hop dancehall groups out of Jamaica. Love these cats. Suga, his deep ass voice, I love that shit, son. There's a couple singles off the album. The singles are Bloodstain. Everybody knows that. If you're a dancehall in the dancehall world, you know about that. Haters, that was very big back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And Judgment Day. Woo! Man, love that joint. Standout tracks for me, The Poem, Brain Damage, President of Hoochie Land, Last Night, Ganja Smoke, love that joint. Bloodstain, Jealousy, Haters, love that joint. Gone. Judgment Day, whew, man, love that. Dogs for Life and Energizer. Man, I love this joint. I highly recommend checking this album out. This is very, very dope. This is that dirty dancehall shit, man. This is that Badman Ting them. That's that Badman Ting shit right here. Yeah, Mentally Disturbed by War 21, released in 2001. Got the last two, alright. We got Third Base with the Cactus Revisited. This was released in 1990. This is pretty much an EP of remixes and an exclusive track of their first album, the Cactus album, which was an okay album. I'm more of a fan of their second album, Derelicts of Dialects, but I eventually would have to do a review on those albums, so definitely stay tuned for that someday. Yeah, the single, standout tracks for me was a Words of Wisdom remix, which I thought was dope. Three Strikes, 5000, that was like the most exclusive track. That was like an unreleased track that didn't make the album. Product of the Environment, the Molly Mall remix. Man, that shit is fire. I love that. And Step Into the AM remix, man. Very, very, very dope. It didn't get a lot of good reviews, but you know what? I like, fuck it, man. Just to add on to the collection, why not? You know what I mean? So, yeah. Dope album. Highly recommend it if you like Third Base, that kind of thing. It's not some of their best material, but, you know, just to have in the collection, you know what I mean? But this is Third Base with the Cactus Revisited, released in 1990. Last but not least is Juvenile with the G Code, released in 1999. This was actually my introduction to Juvenile, because I remember my boy Quasi, you know, he was big into No Limit and you know, Cash Money and stuff like that. So the singles off this album is You Understand, which was pretty big, and I Got That Fire, that was also pretty dope too. Standout tracks for me was You Understand, Fuck That Nigga, A Million and One Things, G Code, Something Gotta Shake, The Magnolia, Little Boys, Never Had Shit, I Got That Fire, The Man, March Nigga Step, whew, man, that shit is fire. And Gorilla, man, Gorilla's my shit. Gorilla's probably my favorite song off the album. It's either Monster Nigga Step or Gorilla. So probably like my favorites. A lot of people didn't really. Some people trashed this album when it first came out because they wanted another 400 Degrees. People wanted another Back That Ass Up. With the song I Got That Fire, it kind of had like something gotta shake, and I Got That Fire. It had potential to be another Back That Ass Up, but it just didn't. It just wasn't. You know, that song you could never replace. That's just my personal opinion. But this album is very dope, very slept on in my opinion. Definitely one of his best albums. In my opinion, his last good album, in my opinion. But very dope, dirty hip hop. You know, this is like he really went street. It's not really a lot of commercial joints on this album. It's like more street oriented joints. But I mean, what you understand that was a single. It had a video for it, but it was still gutter. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Very, very dope album, man. I have 400 Degrees. I have Soldier Rags. With Soldier Rags, I feel like it's very slept on. And I have his first song from '94 called Being Myself. That's another dope album. That was before Cash Money. The album had like a more West Coast feel to it, but it's very dope. But yeah, the G Code by Juvenile, released in 1999. Very, very, very dope. Highly recommended. And that's it, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed that. CD collection video. Definitely stay tuned for more. Show some comments, show some likes. What albums did you like? What albums you didn't like? And that's it, folks. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Y'all be easy. Peace.